Hello and welcome back YouTube. I am your host, VLD, coming back with another video, and today I wanted to go over something. This is a Magic Trackpad by Apple. It is pretty much the cream of the crop. It is the best of the best, and I have for you from Jellycomb. They have their own version of it. But granted, this is more geared for Windows and not so much I have Mac, so I figured I'd give it a shot and see how it compares to the Apple trackpad. But as you can see, there's a small hole on top. You have 4 rubber feet on the bottom, just so it doesn't go anywhere while you do functions on the table. You have your little indication light, and it does not click whatsoever. On the other side of it, you have micro USB for charging, but unfortunately, this has no backlit whatsoever. It's almost the same size as the Magic Trackpad. Is really good. It's about half in, so it's not bad. You know, your basic instruction, how you do everything. So, I mean, you don't really need much. It's basically plug and play. You plug into your computer, you're good to go, and then, yeah, that's all you really need. Gives you some overview of it, but it's not really needed. When you do multitasking gestures with Mac, it's really good. With this one, nothing really works with it, but you have to actually plug it in. There's no actual internal battery with it, so they're kind of tethered to your computer, and it's dependent on whatever device you have plugged in. I mean, as a basic trackpad for about 40 bucks off Amazon, right now you can get with 15% off, so about $35. Apple's ecosystem, how they have it built, relies on multi-touch function for scrolling with 1 or 2 fingers pinch to zoom, which this doesn't really have. Like most standard trackpads, this has 1 or 2 finger gestures, and that's all about it. Also, it does not click in. There's no actual moving pieces, so it's just a pad. You get any actual haptic feedback, like with the Apple one, which I still think Apple is king when it comes to that. With this one, you can't really do pinch to zoom. You can do 1 finger movement, 2 fingers scrolling up and down, but even that is kind of hit or miss. I mean, just comparing between Apple, like multitasking, control, it lacks all that. You can't even switch between different screens. Just any gestures that's not 1 or 2 fingers will not work, which is unfortunate because it's not a bad product for the price point, but if you simply have Windows ecosystem, this is more geared towards it. I'm doing a little bit more reviews of mice and trackpads for Mac OS. I've done a couple of reviews in the past for iOS, and this is just something that's not really a thing. Any sort of thing like this, you're just better off with Apple's own ecosystem. I've done trackpads for my Mini 6. Even with universal control, I can use this trackpad for it. It just doesn't really work well. Like this trackpad, I've had a few people request to review it, and it's not bad for 40 bucks. I mean, for Windows, just because it's geared more towards that, it doesn't really have multi-touch or any other gestures with it. I still recommend the Apple Magic Trackpad is your best bet. If you have Windows-based and you need a trackpad that's big, this is good for it. But besides that, if you have Apple ecosystem only, I don't recommend this. Get the Magic Trackpad. I mean, you have different catering for different audiences, so it just depends with that. But Apple's trackpad is still king when it comes with anything Apple, because they're first party. They make first party accessories, so it just makes sense. Their stuff works better with them. But I always like reviewing 3rd and 5th party companies who just do different stuff like that, just see like how it works, how it compares. But this device is more geared towards Windows because Windows themselves built aren't just 1 or 2 finger scrolling or navigation. So this is more than acceptable for them. So like always, I'm your host, VLD, signing out. If you do purchase this, stick with Windows and not Mac OS for that trackpad. So keep it real. Smash that bell and subscribe.